Hey everybody, Randy J here. You saw the last video of my Spreckles rebuilding, and what happened yesterday was I was cleaning this part of the building, and it started falling apart on me because I guess it wasn't glued well enough. So I took it apart and spray painted the interior black because we're going to put lights in it. So that's going to be rebuilt. And hang on, I'll take you over to the layout. Hang on. Okay, this is the head house part of the what was the grain elevator is now the speckled sugar silos, and it fits up there on the top, as you know. And we have reinstalled this plastic. We didn't use the foam board because it tended to get wavy when you put paint on it, and it wasn't very good. So we found this plastic stuff at Michael's, and it's much better. When I painted it the other day, I left it out in the sun too long. It was about a 98-degree day, and it worked. So we've been having trouble keeping it down. As you can see, it's still coming up a bit, but a little bit of ballast and nobody will notice it. So anyway, this building here is also coming apart, as you can see. And it's going to be dismantled, and we'll replace those windows and paint the interior black and add lighting to that one. And the head house over here will have lighting. The man lift shaft is going to be a little structure on top of there, like there still is at the building in Spreckles that I used to work at. All the silos and the warehouse structures are still there. The main office structure is still there, but everything else has been removed except for the pellet warehouse. And that's all being used by a company that makes concrete. They help build parts of the Arco Arena, which is now, well, not Arco Arena, but the Golden One Center in Sacramento, where the Queens play. I mean the Kings. You can tell I don't like basketball. So anyway, they are the current proprietors of that property. And the silos are still there, and rumor has it there's still sugar in the silos, which doesn't surprise me because when I was younger, I went and got on a bosun's chair and was lowered 150 feet to where the sugar level was, and we had to break it up with picks to bust up the sugar so it would go down. And we had to use copper because the sugar dust is explosive. So we didn't want to be in there when the Big Bang Theory happened. So we used copper. Anyway, that's my Spreckles story. Fred did buy some tractors for the Quonset hut. Of course, it's I painted. I was going to paint the interior, but there's a lot of gaps in the plastic here. This is a Rick's product, Quonset hut, and so what I did, I used some gaffer's tape, and we'll put the lights in, and you won't see through it. And there's going to be some tractors. We're going to take this door right here, and it's either going to be completely opened or partially opened. And this way you can look inside and see the tractor being worked on, and there'll be some forklifts and pallets and other stuff that we used at the sugar mill. So it's really fun modeling something that you actually did in your life, like working at the sugar mill. And I worked everywhere out there. I worked as a painter's helper. I was an electrician's helper. I worked at the sugar beet end. I worked at the sugar warehouse end. I ran the locomotive, picking up rail cars on the railroad so we can clean them. So I did a lot of different stuff out there. It was fun. So yeah, right now it's just me and Pixie out here. We're just kind of chilling. I got the garage door closed until the wife gets home, and then the dog will go back in the house, and then I can cool down the garage again. It's not bad out today. It's in mid 80s, so it's not bad. Everything on the Bear Creek Railroad has been at a kind of a standstill. I did shoot some video of Tuesday's train meeting with Tom running his trains, but I used the Canon Digital Rebel, so I don't know if that video turned out. If it turned out, then I will post it to this video. If not, oh well. Okay, with that, I'm going to say I'll see you guys on the flip side. Maybe today I'll run some trains, and I'll put this thing on the my MacGyvered stand I made for the cell phone. Okay, see you on the flip side. Yeah, the wife's been busy. She put this plant in. What kind is it, Squirt?
African violet.
African violet?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you can see there's a blossom in there. Let's take a walk to see all the other plants she's got outside before it gets too hot to have to move them in. So, yeah, that's the wood pile. It hasn't been used in a few years because it hasn't been that cold here in California. So, okay. There we go. It's more of the stuff she's planted than the tables. Yeah, we haven't used the barbecue pit yet this summer, but our anniversary is coming up in about a week and a half, and we're going to barbecue. And here's more stuff that she planted. So, okay. That's a tour of the Randy J backyard. Well, let's go back here a little bit more here. We planted these 3 bushes about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. We've been here for 8 years now, so this one here is the tallest. And they're doing good. The neighbor bought some and put them in a plant in a pot, and they died. She gave them too much water. I don't water these very rarely. Only if it gets really super hot in the summer, I'll put water in them. But they don't need a lot of water. Okay. It's enough non-trained stuff. See you on the flip side.